everyone, Philip from BlackBull Markets back at it for you, looking at gold. This is the daily time frame. We'll take a bit of a breakdown into it, have a bit of a deeper look into it for you guys and see what we can look at now. Remember, from last year we were looking at sort of this channel that gold was moving in. We saw it finally broke out of that channel. Just quickly show you guys what we were looking at. We saw that movement, we saw that break to the upside. Nice clean move. However, we did get rejected on this nice little resistance that was built up here previously. We saw some resistance being used here. We saw that rejection. Now push back down. Now we're looking into a bit of a deeper breakdown into it. Like I mentioned, trying to figure out what the potential next moves can be for. We can remove this channel as it's not really doing us any good anymore. But we'll zoom into. We'll go down to the 4-hourly time frame, zoom it out a bit, and we can see a bit better. Actually, let's go back to the daily. Have a better look here for you guys. So what we saw in the initial sort of movement here, we're seeing a bit of Elliott wave that started to create here. We saw the zigzag to the downside. I'll break it down for you guys. We saw our 3 moves down. We saw waves A to the coming down. We saw that triangle push to the upside. We saw another push to the downside. So this kind of made it look like a nice zigzag, looking for the market to potentially start to turn back up again. So we had that ABC wave. This ABC. And then we start that push to the upside. Now what happened here is we saw a nice 3 wave pushing to the upside, indicating that the wave to the downside is not quite yet done. So what we're looking for this to be is another 3 wave to the downside. So we saw that initial 3 waves push to the downside. However, we saw a nice 3 wave push back to the upside. That indicates that this could be a nice flat correction in the Elliott wave. So this wave we're looking for here to finish that move has to be a 5 wave movement to the downside. Now looking at our lower term time frames, we'll push down to the hourly. We're seeing it sort of form out nicely now. We saw our initial waves 1 push to the downside. We saw the 3 wave push back up, and now we're seeing that nice strong indication. This nice strong push down, which could indicate a nice 3 wave. And we had a sort of a sharp correction here for our 2nd wave, indicating our 3rd wave can be nice. Our 4th wave can be nice and long and sort of flat, looking for that flat correction to give us an alternation. Now this could indicate, now if whenever this is finished, this does look like a nice sort of a wedge to the upside. So we're looking for the break to the downside, indicating our final 5th wave push to the downside, looking to finish that move. However, if we look on the higher term time frame, so that's sort of the longer sort of term look. So drawing it back here for you guys, we saw our waves 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Potentially wave 5 to push to the downside. And now target we're looking for is to come down to the support. If we look to the left, we saw it happen previously as resistance. So it's a nice area for the market to come down to, which will finish our nice sort of 3 wave to the downside, finishing up flat. However, looking at this structure over here, we are sitting at a very strong support / resistance zone. We saw it hit here previously. We do see this very big rejection. I'll zoom in for you guys a bit more so you can see a bit better. Here's that support we're sitting on. Massive rejections from the wicks. We saw it. We're seeing the candle starting to make the higher highs and higher lows, which could indicate a push high. So we're really stuck inside of this really big sort of consolidation zone. So ideally we would like to see that push down, like I mentioned, if we can get a rejection here to finish that wave. However, make sure you look to take profits if you are looking to push down to the lower zone, because once it reaches there, we're not quite sure where it can go further. That's the limit of our analysis. Once that's reached our targets, we need to look to close. However, if that does not happen, like I mentioned, if we see this rejection, push to the upside, be a bit cautious. We do have a nice clean candle to push into, but previous history was quite messy around the zone. So be aware of that. Those are the 2 options. Hopefully that helps you out. So stay tuned, trade safe, and Happy New Year.